Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Book of Science. Today I am teaching about 8th class physics first chapter universe. In this class we will discuss about essay questions. First of all, explain how solar eclipse and lunar eclipse occurs. First of all, we discuss about solar eclipse. We can watch this diagram. This is the sun, moon, earth. So the moon shadow appears in the earth. This is the umbra region. In the umbra region, total eclipse occurs, and this is the penumbra. In the penumbra region, partial eclipse occurs. So the moon revolves around the earth and earth revolves around the sun. When they are in a straight line, when eclipse occurs, there are two types of eclipse. We know that solar eclipse, lunar eclipse. Solar eclipse, when the moon is between the sun and earth, its shadow falls on earth, it is called as solar eclipse. So this is the straight line between the sun and the earth, the moon present, so the shadow falls on the earth, so it is called a solar eclipse. A solar eclipse occurs on the day of a new moon. If the umbra of the shadow reaches the earth, it is called total solar eclipse. So this is the shadow of the moon on the earth. So when in the umbra region, it is total solar eclipse occurs. In this umbra region, people do not see the sun at all. In the umbra region, on the earth, the people cannot see the sun. If the people in the penumbra region of the shadow see a part of the sun, it is called as partial eclipse. So never watch a solar eclipse directly. Use darkened glass or a film. Next one, lunar eclipse. Lunar means moon. Between the sun and the moon, the earth will present. So when the eclipse occurs, so it is called lunar eclipse. When the earth comes between the moon and the sun, so it is called a lunar eclipse. So this is also two types, total eclipse, partial eclipse. If only a part of the moon passes through the umbra, this is the umbra region. In the umbra region, we know that total eclipse occurs. In the penumbra region, we know that partial eclipse occurs. So if only a part of the moon passes through the umbra, it is called partial eclipse. If all of it passes through the umbra, it is called a total eclipse. When the moon passes through the penumbra, it just looks a little dull. So next question, what are tides? Use a diagram to explain how tides are caused. Tides. The regular changes in the sea water level at any place are called tides. The waters of sea at any place rise and fall twice a day. So rise and fall twice a day. Tides are caused by gravitational force. Gravitational force of the moon. So here the sun plays a smaller role because the sun is farther than the moon. So the tides occurs because of the gravitational force of the moon. Why? Because the moon is closer to the earth, sun is farther to the earth. The side of the earth is closer to the moon. So sun not play major role, makes tides. So this is the diagram A, B, C, D. This is the earth, this is the moon. High tide, low tide. So there are two types of tides, high tide, low tide. This is the high tide, this is low tide. High tide means because of a gravitational force of the moon. It occurs gravitational force of the moon. So greater attraction of the moon. So here greater attraction A, B. So greater attraction of the moon, the water pile up on that side. So it is called a high tide. In this diagram, A, B are the high tides. Low tide means C, D are the low tides. The attraction of the moon is low. So it is called low tide. Next question, which time the sun pull makes high tides? So high tides, we know that tides occurs because of the gravitational force of the moon. But here in this question, what they asked, which time the sun pull makes high tides? This is the spring tides. Twice every month, when the moon is new or full and it is lined with the sun and earth. So the pulls of the moon and the sun add up. So at such a time, high tides are formed. It is called spring tides. Here this is the earth, new moon, new or full moon. This is sun. So these are all in a straight lines. So straight lines when occurs twice every month when the moon is new or full and it is lined with the sun and earth. It is the line with earth and sun. So the pulls of the moon and the sun adds up. So in that time the high tides are formed. So it is called spring tides. Next tides. What is neap tides? Near the last quarters of the moon, when pulls of the sun and the moon act at right angles to each other, high tides are low, called neap tides. So this is the earth. This is first quarter of moon. This is the third quarter of moon. So neap tide means near the first or last quarters of the moon, when pulls of the sun and the moon act at right angles to each other. So high tides are low. So it is called a neap tides. Thank you everyone. Please subscribe to my channel.